right, go ahead.
Okay, so for P1, it's just going to be any coherent probability distribution. We could say Px requires a meta rule R that enforces consistency.
Wait, hold on. I just want to clarify. Your position that you're defending is classical theism?
No,
Wait, what's the position defending?
it's defending these nuts, nigga. Okay, did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I'll just wait for an answer to the question that isn't,
Yeah, so
retarded.
yes, there you go.
Oh, fiction.
So the grounding is just necessary and eternal.
Are you gonna answer what you?
I just answered the question like 3 times. So the grounding, I'm sorry, the grounding is just necessary and eternal.
So you're defending classical theism?
Whatever you want to think, bro.
Look, wait. Obviously, I'm not gonna continue any further. if you're
Obviously, I'm
even
not gonna
answer a
continue,
single
man.
fucking question.
No,
Then the
listen.
rhetoric poll that you're gonna do is fucking terrible, right?
Why do you have like this fake Timu rhetoric, bro? Just can the grounding for my argument is just that the being is gonna be necessary and eternal, and it cannot not exist.
So, just to be crystal clear again, for the 10th
Yeah.
fucking time,
No.
are you holding to classical theism? Or are you holding to
Yeah,
theism?
like divine attributes, divine simplicity, ultimate reality. I'm not holding to all of that.
Okay, so what form of theism are you holding to?
So like you could say like a deist account.
Okay, what properties do you think God has?
So did I not just answer this nigga's question like 5 times? Like, is this nigga fucking retarded? I just said the grounding, the being in question. I'll repeat this one more fucking time. It's necessary and eternal, and it cannot not exist. This nigga's fucking stupid, bro.
It's necessary and eternal. And,
Yeah, it's necessary. Yes. It's necessary. It's necessary and eternal. It cannot not exist.
You have an argument to that?
Yes, dumb fuck. Okay, so for P1, any coherent probability distribution, Px requires a meta rule R that enforces consistency, and this is the Kolmogorov axioms. So
What's the
arbitrary slash
motivation if you want?
yeah, I'm not finished with P1, and I'll give them motivation.
That's fucking
so
great.
Arbitrary slash contradictory assignments violate R and are excluded, and the justification for that is just that probability theory is defined by mathematical constraints. And so when we have P equals true equals 1 without R, that would just entail that the probability lacks meaning, so it'll just be justified.
What mathematical contribution?
Mathematical contributions? I said constraints. Do you understand probability theory?
Yeah, I'm referring to which contributions they're making.
Do you understand probability theory? That doesn't answer my question.
I think so.
Wait, give me, hold on, give me a second. This nigga's fucking.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad we're pulling this argument right out of Louis Thesis's book, but
Dead ass. He's
Yeah, we gotta ban him on him.
Yeah, can we please just ban him on?
Yeah, you stuttering. I start talking.
Don't touch him on no dude.
If you want perms, you gotta boost 50 times, man. Yeah, that's it.
You can see it, all right, bro.
What? Wait, you can see it.
It was
wait. Just go against the argument because I want to get activity. It's my server now.
I just told you it was a joke. Like,
okay.
Twice.
Yeah. So for a P1, the justification. You said what? Yeah, the justification for it is just pretty simple. We're talking about coherence. That just means the probability assignment satisfies the axioms of probability theory, and I'm guessing you don't even know what the fuck that is because you're just like retarded. So we have non-negativity. We'll say that PA is greater than 0 for any event A, and we'll have the normalization. We'll have P and equal 1 where there's like a relevant sample space or a variable. And without these rules, PX is not a valid probability distribution. So if you were to deny that premise by fucking reducto, we wouldn't have any fucking probability distributions.
Wait, hold on. I'm still confused as to where the mathematical contributions are being come in.
So I never made that claim. Can we conclude?
I'm sorry. Hold on. Calm down, right? Look, so in order for PT to even go through, there has to be some sort of mathematical contribution that allows the PT to be even created in the first place. So is there some sort of empirical data you have, or? Wait, hello, Tron, are you there?
You want to conclude, retard?
Oh shit, my mic cut out. Repeat
You're
that. What
good.
the fuck? I'm lagging like a bitch.
Wait, do you just
So
want to like?
in order for P1 to go through, do you think there has to be a mathematical contribution for it to go through?
Yes.
What's the argument for that?
Then I'll type it up.
You'll type it out. Actually, don't even have to give one. Move, nigga. What the fuck? Hold on.
It seems like you got some stuff going on, Tron. Do you just want to do this like in like a couple hours? I have some chores I have to do. I got to go in like 30 minutes anyway. It's probably not here.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so that claim you made is really fucking stupid. Yeah, after P1. P1 is not a mathematical claim, but it's just a methodological one. So it asserts that any meaningful concept of probability, whether mathematical, philosophical, or applied, this presupposes a framework of fucking coherence, you fucking retard. And that coherence is logically prior. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, bitch ass nigga. I'm not done. I'm not fucking done, okay? And the coherence is logically prior to mathematical formalizations. This mathematics just describes this coherence, but does not create it. That's not making a fucking claim here. So for P1, the claim is just probability distributions require rules R to exclude arbitrariness and / contradictions. And the reason why math isn't needed, your shitty ass objection here, is because we recognize contradictions before formalizing them mathematically. For example, like disbelief both and must and cannot be true. So it's just incoherent without even calculating anything. And another example could be like an ancient Greek logic. We could talk about the law of non-fucking contradiction. Right? It predates probability theory, but that satisfies P1's requirement for
My fault, but I didn't know I was working with such a retard here. So look, right, let's just clarify everything real quick. Do you hold to classical logic? If you hold to classical logic, do you accept paraconsistent logic? And then also under the view of theism that you're holding to, do you also hold to some sort of diatheletic account? Yes or no?
Do I hold to a dialect? Let's go.
This nigga is ass.
So irrelevant, bro.
Well, actually, it's very contributing to PT.
What?
He's not even paying attention.
And
that nigga sound like a fanboy too.
Guys, interesting. Look, obviously, it applies to PT pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Do you know what
P1 doesn't need mathematical context to hold
diatheletic account theism is, especially if you're holding to a theist position?
A theist position. Yeah, so do you agree that P1 holds even
without answer the question?
Mathematical context?
Are you going to answer the question?
Restate it, bro. Can we conclude, bro? Please, bro.
Why did you... Hold on, wait. I'm not going to just, go to conclusions and let you run away, right? Let's calm down for a second. Look,
anyway, bro. Parts are relevant, bro.
Just wanted to clarify for you that you are well aware that, dialetheism, especially the diatheletic account that could be compatible with, your form of deism that you're holding to. It's very relevant to PT, right? Like it's very.
So just to be clear, what do you think is a relevant? What do you think is a relevant form of quote unquote deism I'm holding to here?
The form of logic that is literally being accounted. Hold on, the form of logic that's being accounted for when we're talking about PT. PT just being,
PT or P1?
Probability theory.
Right.
So you do realize.
Do you remember the justification for the proposition?
You were just yelling at me. Hold on. To be clear, you do realize that when you were yelling at me earlier for not having, a clear set view that was already down for logic, and you said I was presupposing under PT in order to even ask the question of whether or not you think that mathematical contributions are needed in P1, obviously I'm going to fucking ask you if you account for dialetheism under your view because it heavily affects PT, you fucking moron.
Cringe.
This shit was so ass, bro. This nigga left the debate. What the fuck? Bro, this shit
What are you
ass.
talking
about? Just
bro,
this nigga is retarded. Hold on. Okay, so the claim he made is that in order for P1 to go through, there has to be a mathematical contribution for it to go through, right? That's the claim he made. That's on the fucking recording, you fucking idiot. However, you're an idiot because P1 is just grounded in the nature of rationality. The claim about probability distributions requires a rules R to exclude arbitrariness and contradictions, and math isn't necessary because we recognize contradictions before formalizing them mathematically. Nothing you fucking brought up even contradicts P1. You're a fucking idiot. Because in Bayesian epistemology, if we're appealing to like Cox's theorem, That theorem just shows that any system for handling degrees of belief must obey probability rules to avoid self-sabotage. And that just justifies P1 as well. I don't have to give you a fucking strict mathematical fucking contribution in the fucking radical sense we're talking about. For P1 to go through, you're a fucking idiot. Let's conclude. Your ass.
Bitch.
Yeah, we can conclude, you fucking moron.
Cool. So I told him to justify why anything he brought up is relevant for P1 to go through. He never gave no argument for that. He didn't attack my justification for P1 to go through. And so, yeah, I just wanted to point this nigga sucks.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I think Tron won. Y'all can run it if y'all want.
That nigga just gave up, bro. It's over.
No.
Just
All right,
end the
yeah,
whole debate,
so,
bro.
you know, to be crystal clear, hold on, wait. Look, I know all of the monkeys
DMs are open.
just, like, mute yourselves for a
DMs are
second.
open.
Have some self-control while I give some conclusions. Yeah, look,
Why you
the
got
debate
your ass
overall
beat,
was...
Wait, he's ready. Okay, so you're
are we
ready.
gonna-
Okay, so wait,
are we
what were
gonna
you
meet-
saying?
Wait, guys. Let him be perfectly clear, bro. Let him be crystal clear, bro. It's not gonna make him look any better, but
Yeah, right. Look,
clear, nigga.
when I was giving the clarifications, because you said I was presupposing that. Look, right. We're just gonna meet that guy. Look, right. The relevancy was clearly brought up after you already had said, well, look, you know, you're presupposing whether or not the mathematical contributions are even relevant when, you know, talking about P1. And so the idea then was, okay, look, that's completely what you said. It's on recording, but calm down, right? Look, I didn't speak when you were giving conclusions. All right. So then let's. Wait, are you done? Are you done?
No. I was talking to someone else. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Just can you mute your mic then? Because we can. All right, cool. All right, so look, right. Then, since, you know, it was presupposed, I said, okay, look, right, that's completely fine. Then I just assumed, you know, I was taking some sort of primitive account to logic, right? Especially under a deist position, but that was fine, right? So then I just, you know, asked some questions like, you know, you hold to classical logic, and if you hold to classical logic, do you also hold to different things that account with classical logic or, you know, can be compatible? For example, you know, things like paraconsistent logic and, you know, dialtheism. Dialtheism, excuse me, especially being important because when you're talking about something like PT, you know, dialtheism in terms of logical contradictions, being compatible with something like deism is very, 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 very important when talking about something like PT. I explained why it was important in the debate. I don't know whether or not he was paying attention. I had to repeat it a second time because his mic was bugging, which is fine. And then after that, you know, he just kind of did rhetorical jabs. Then after that, he gave his epistemological account, which was kind of irrelevant because we were talking about the logic and the forms of logic before even talking about the epistemology behind PT and mathematical conditions. So I don't even know why he gave that afterwards because we were still trying to clarify whether or not mathematical conditions were needed, which is why I was asking for the forms of logic he was using.